everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the East Broad Top. I know it's been a month, or actually it's been since I've done my last update video, so I figured we're pretty long overdue for one. In all honesty, I really just didn't do anything with the route last month. I didn't have it for a decent amount, so I really wasn't able to get anything done with it. But last month I got the route and started plugging away at it, so without further ado, let's kind of get into what all's been done and whatnot, and we'll talk about the future of the railroad and stuff, depending on the time and whatnot. And yeah, so as you can see, right now, currently, we are in a portion of the route that has never been showcased before, and that is because up until about 4 weeks ago, this whole portion of it looked more like this entire backdrop here with nothing. So, one might be asking, well, where are we? We are currently in Saltillo, or what will be Saltillo eventually. I think it's a very fitting place to talk about some things. First one being, we are in the tourism version of the route currently. I had mentioned in the previous video 2 months ago that we had another person join us who was interested in doing the tourism version. And with the help of him and myself, we have done everything that you're going to see in this video. So I think being in Saltillo is a very fitting way to say that for the tourism version, we will be going to Saltillo. The whole march to Saltillo will be happening. It is all within our scope of work anyways. We do plan on actually going all the way to Robertsdale, albeit it's going to be with the 50s version, not the tourism version. But tourism-wise, since they're heading to Saltillo, I think that we should head to Saltillo as well. But enough of me chit-chatting about random crap. Let's dive into what's been done. So this is the Saltillo Y. So Saltillo Station is just over there by those missing tree assets. And the train would be parked here. The engine would come up over the bridge here and around the Y and switch to go back to Orbisonia. And I think it's looking pretty good so far. It still obviously needs grass and stuff, but this is just more or less what it looks like with very base detailing. For those of you just getting into a route, if you can design a route like this, then you are more than capable of being able to route building. So the only thing that this is missing to make this look like any other scene on the route is really just grass, trees, and a few random like stuff like a tractor or something like that, and you got a fully functional route. So do not be discouraged if your routes look like this. All it takes is just a little bit more detail and you can just make it look beautiful. Alright, anyways, here is the ball field here. So I took a little bit of time on this to actually make it look like it should. But we do have a proper baseball diamond here with what should be dugouts and then bleachers on the side, which I think looks really nice. And then we do have a little sidewalk wraparound, which is used as like a dog walk park and stuff. And then here we have the, I believe this is some sort of storage facility for the town. And then this is the stand-in for the Saltillo tank. What I just realized, I totally just realized that we are in editing mode. There we go. This is a stand-in for the Saltillo water tank. I do have an actual Saltillo water tank, but currently it doesn't actually function as a water tank and fill stuff, so this is going to stand in for now until I'm able to get a get mine to actually function. That is in the works, but for now it's going to be like this, so very happy with that. Anyway, moving on into town here. Town's looking a little rough, I'm not gonna lie. It's not looking like a town, it's looking more like an abandoned ghost town, but we are getting there. There is going to be progress that is done. Here we have a little mock-up scene, which is supposed to represent the Friends of the East Broad Top, working to weld the rail and stuff, which I think is pretty neat. So you got that. Here you got a lot of what is base detailing with I think this is just like somebody's home, but it's like they got a lot of trailers on their property, so I'm not exactly sure what it is, but you got that over here. You got a really nice graveyard, which does exist, and then over here you got like a farm. It's like an abandoned farm, and it's in the middle of the woods, so I kind of want to try and mimic that the best I can. All right. Other than that, you got the station itself, which I think looks pretty nice. There's really not much else to talk about in terms of the town of Saltillo, because it's really not looking like much as of right now, but there will be more. But moving on out of the town itself, we come to my favorite scene that I actually did just 2 weeks ago, which is the pond scene at Saltillo. It's right through these trees here, but before I do that, we do have the creek that comes in behind the station and winds its way around this little park thing. And there's even like a little stone bridge that kind of goes across. And the whole point of that is we have detailed out that scene back there. And when you come through with a train, you actually get this really cool view of the creek, which I think looks really awesome. I wasn't intending on it to look like this, but I'm so happy with the way it turned out. I love that little stone arch bridge, and you got so much detailing in here. It's definitely going to be cool to see from the thing. Additionally, on this side, we do have this giant rock wall looking thing here. Let me see if I can adjust the lighting here. Boop, there we go. Speaking of lighting, there is a new skybox in this version now, courtesy of a couple of friends that I know over at the Huntington shops. So a huge thank you to Arizona and Brom for letting me use their skybox and tweak it to my own desire. But here is that scene here. I think it looks really nice. It's not 100% complete yet. It definitely needs some like animals or something. And then over here you can see the pond scene, but we'll get to that in a minute. But it's more or less complete. This is about what it's going to look like. We do have like a small retaining wall that goes in between the lake and the thing, and I think it looks really nice. I'm a fan. Let me know what you guys think, 'cause this is probably one of my favorite scenes on the railroad as of right now. Speaking of favorite scenes on the railroad, let's go and talk about the pond. So this is the pond at Saltillo. It is just technically to the north of Saltillo, I believe. Railroad north, that is. Technically, it's to the south. I know it doesn't make sense. Let me show you. So here, let's figure out which way is north. So this way is north. If we zoom out, technically north is up here. So it's realistically to the south. However, since if you look here, Robertsdale is south of Mount Union, technically. On your way north from Robertsdale to Mount Union, technically it would be north. North Saltillo. I know, it doesn't make sense. It took me a while to understand it myself. But anyway, enough of the random nonsense. This is the scene I came up with here for the pond, and I absolutely love it. Uh, there's still going to be some work done to it, but I am absolutely a fan of how it came out. With the pond scum and the reflections and the fallen down trees and the cattails and everything. Excuse me. Along with this weeping willow here and the house, I just think it looks absolutely incredible. The only thing that I really am missing in this scene to really tie it all together is I need to put like a couple of trees in here. You know what? Let's do something different here. We're gonna do a little quick editing session here. Yeah, a little quick editing session. So you can see how you can turn a pretty bland scene here into something pretty nice pretty quickly, if you know what you're doing. Let's see, what else are we going to use for trees? So get a nice little contrast here in the trees. Alright, and we'll uh, sink some of these down here. There we go. It's not the best, but for less than 2 minutes of work, you can see how that kind of ties the scene together. Looks a lot less open, and I like it. So, anywho's, this is probably one of my favorite scenes. I absolutely love the way it turned out. It's a very, very cool scene. There's many different angles that you can get this from. I really do want the weeping willow to really be a highlight while on the pond, but for now, I think that's just a really incredible shot. So, uh, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Love that scene. It's probably my my most proud of scene on this route so far. All right, so moving on from Saltillo to Three Springs. Speaking of things that I am incredibly proud of, I took my second attempt at actually building a town. As you well know, the town of Orby is looking pretty garbage, and I really wasn't a fan of it. But well, I found out that none of us are really that great at doing towns, so I got down to business and I sucked it up and I built the town myself. And well, what you're about to see is the result of me with my second attempt at town making. So, without further ado, I give you the entire town of Three Springs. It took me a long time to do it, uh, probably a whole night worth of work, and it's not actually done yet, but more or less this is how it's going to look. The only thing we're missing is some more grass assets like down here, and additionally some difference in the textures, like some dirt in places. But overall, I think it looks really, really nice. So let me know what you guys think. I basically went through a Google Street View and was like, what is... Oh, I just realized that house looks a little janky. May have to replace that. I was looking at, like, what does this house look like? And then I went through the DLS and my installed assets, and I'm like, okay, well, that kind of looks like this asset. And okay, let's put this here. And I went through the whole entire town doing that, and this is the result of it. So, in terms of what should be here, this is more or less what should be here. Now, obviously, we still have a little bit of work to do on the outside of town, but more or less for the downtown, this is how it's going to look. So I think it looks really nice. We'll adjust the quick. There we go. Give it a little bit better of a time. But you got this really nice church, courtesy of Brom from the Huntington Shops. Also from the Huntington Shops, you got the Three Springs itself. You got the actual spring, which I think is really, really nice. Love that. And then over here, I think one of the quirky things about this town is it's got the one church down here, and then it's got another church here, and then right across the street you got another church. So I think it's pretty wild that you got three churches all within one street. But really, really neat. I love how this turned out. Let me know what you guys think. In all honesty, in terms of towns at this point, I think this is our most complete town. So, if you want to see me do more towns, let me know in the comments below, because I could really use the ego boost to actually do the rest of the towns. But moving on. So, that is the town of Three Springs. We still have to do the pool scene and the hill here. but we'll get to that, and then we still have to do the sidewalks and stuff here, but that is all stuff that we will figure out probably in a little bit. But for now, I'm really loving how Three Springs turned out. In terms of like major work that's been done, it was Three Springs and the pond scene. The rest of the work, I'm not gonna lie, is kind of like a little bit of a drop off from that. Started out with the good stuff first. I do apologize. But as we travel here, you're going to see a lot of unfinished route. I'm not going to lie, this has really not been done at all. I really wanted to work on the towns because I knew they weren't going to get done if I didn't do them. So overall, not really much been done in here. But if you want to know how things are going to look, anywhere where there's white is a farm, and anywhere where there's green is all forest. So uh, a lot of in between Three Springs and Pogue is going to be very bland per se. And actually, one of the things that I'm going to try and do before next month's update is figure out a way to make some scenes in the forest that are make it a little more interesting rather than just forest. I can if I have to, but part of making a good route is making the boring scene fun too, you know? You gotta make every little bit a little chance for fun, a nice screenshot. So this is by no means going to be a screenshot route. It's going to be functional, but I do want to make it the best I can as well. Alright, so now we've officially arrived in Pogue. Here's Pogue sighting. So track work wise, it's based off of the 1917 evaluation maps. So according to that, there was a spur here for an industry. Now I know in all reality that isn't there anymore. It's probably hasn't been there since the 30s or the 40s. So most likely it's going to be taken out, but for now it's just going to stay. Speaking of Pogue, this is Pogue. Granted, the road's a little bit low here, but eventually we will get there. And then this is what I was debating using for Pogue Depot. I think it looks pretty good. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to make it work. I love this asset overall. I just hate how this just like goes to nothing and just drops off. I don't like that. But anywho, moving on. Excuse me. I am a little bit tired if you can't tell. But the other scene that we've done that everybody's going to enjoy is we are quickly coming up on the Pogue Trestle, which is right here. So without any further delay, let me show you what is the Pogue Trestle currently. So here we go. This is the Pogue Trestle. We'll change the skybox here a little bit to give it a little more light. And I think it looks absolutely incredible. It's really a sight to see a train come across the Pogue Trestle. It really is quite neat. Maybe in next month's video, when a little bit more of this is actually all scened out, you will get to see the extent of Pogue Trestle. As of right now, it's just this immediate scene that's been detailed. As you can tell, the detail kind of drops off pretty quick. We will have to detail all the way out to here, and then I'll end up probably making this cut across so that way you don't really see it. But that is the plan for Pogue Trestle as of right now. I'm excited for it. I really am. I think it looks amazing. It's only going to get better. This is only like 2 hours worth of work for me put into this. A lot of this is CB. He did a lot of this. Really, all I did was go through and add the grass and most of the rocks. But in terms of him, he did the trees, he did the trestle, the road, all that. So he did a good solid majority of this. But I think it looks really nice. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I would be really intrigued to see what you guys think. Here we got the beginnings of what will be the school and farm scene across from the school. As far as work on the march to Saltillo so far, it extends right to here. So right after this grade crossing is officially where the march to Saltillo has stopped as of 8/19 or whatever today's date is. Honestly, I don't keep track anymore. I work night shifts, so every day is kind of a little bit of everything. But all right, anywho, we gotta. I don't know. I was messing around with some Cowboys stuff, so I honestly don't know what that is. Here we've got the, I believe it is the 994, maybe, if I'm saying that road crossing right. It is the same one that goes all the way down to Three Springs, and then if you make a left and then a right and then a left, it'll take you all the way to more or less Robertsdale. It'll take you right up clear past the Joller cut crossing. But anyway, moving on here, this would be going up the grade to Jordan Summit, which is right about here, and then everywhere from here to Orbisonia is just not flat, but all downhill from here, quite literally. But so yeah, we got some overall decent stuff here. One of the things that I did kind of want to showcase when it's done is we will have operating roads and stuff. Here we got a fire truck, but the fire trucks will be drivable. Not exactly sure how I'm gonna make it just yet, but it's a work in progress. It's definitely a work in progress, but we'll figure it out. So if you're wondering what the sound is, it's just the fire truck. Alright, just go rolling down here into the yard. We have an official switch from the new ballast to the old ballast. This is intentional. It's meant to showcase that this stuff here is all stuff that was here from the original 1960s that was kept, and then this is all new ballast that they have reinstalled for the march to Saltillo. So I think that's pretty nice. All right, moving on. I do realize that here I'm missing a graveyard that's up in here. I will go through and fix all that. Oh, I lied. It's right here. This is where the graveyard would be. I will go through and add that, so this will be a thing. But for now, it just remains the way it is. Alright, diving into the yard here. Since this is the modern tourism version, you're going to notice a lot of differences between this and the official 50s version. But before we dive into any of that, I feel it's fitting to finally showcase off the coal tipple here in Rock Hill Furnace. I know it's something that I kind of skip over in every video, and then after every video I'm like, wait a second, I forgot to mention this. So yeah, I think it's a pretty nice thing here that we got going. It's not in its final rendition. A railroad's never complete, but this is definitely not how it's gonna look in the final version, but I'm pretty happy with it as of right now. So it may change, it may not. I'm actually not sure, but here we got a asset from the Huntington shops. This is the Poage. It's called the Poage water spout, I think is what it's called. I'm actually not sure, but you can find them all in the Huntington shops. They're actually really nice animations, nice sounds. Overall, they're very beautiful. They even got dripping water out of the spout. But all right, so let's dive into the Trolley Museum. So this is the Rock Hill Trolley Museum. There's really not much to say about it other than it's the Trolley Museum. It's not complete by any means. It's about, I don't know, 20% done at this point. The tracks and stuff are in, but as far as everything else goes, it's definitely still a work in progress. So this isn't how it's going to look completely when it's all done, but for now, more or less, that's how it's going to be. Alright, as far as track goes, I won't even bother going to backlog. It does exist, and it does have a little spur for the two trolley tracks down there, but other than that, the detail dwindles very quickly if you can't tell. I don't know why it's taken us so long to do backlog. I know it's been something that I've said that we were going to get to every month for the past 3 months. Uh, I really don't know why it's such a pain to do. But it'll get done eventually, I do promise. But for now, it is the way it is. But in terms of other things that's been done in Orbisonia, we do have a nice little roundhouse here, which has been updated. So now there is no ballast splines that cut into the turntable itself. And additionally, to the best of my abilities, I have made it so that the rails are not floating. The exception would be this little bit here on every rail is going to be floating. There's really not much that I can do about it. It's just a limitation of Trainz. But anyway, moving on. We do have a train here. If I had more time in this video, I would definitely run a train for you guys. But right now, it's something that we're not going to do. Alright, moving on. Orbisonia is being completely reworked. It will have, if you can't tell right here, it is going to have hand-laid roads now. This will be completed at some point, but for now, Orbisonia, just know that it's going to be completely redone. So, this is my first take at a town, Three Springs being my second take at a town. So as you can see, I've come a long way. I do not like Orbisonia at all. I think it's garbage, in my opinion, and I'm going to redo it. So stay tuned for that. Alright, so I can hopefully keep this within a 30-minute video, or close to it. Up here, nothing has really been done, except for, I did skip over this. This will be the shopping center / quick stop. And then over here will be the assisted living facility that's over here in this cornfield. So do stay tuned for that. That should be done either next video or the video after. As for the ice cream place, I know it said the Moo Moo Meadows before. Now it's just a DQ. I think it's more fitting in size, and honestly, I think it'll work out better. And one of the cooler things about it, if I can actually get it to focus in properly, is you can actually see it's got the neon on it, so I believe it actually does light up at night. But I don't have time to showcase that in this video. Alright, moving on up here. The only thing that's been done here is the bridge has been replaced with the new concrete bridge, and then obviously it's no longer used as a pathway, it's just closed off. And then you have the bypass, or what is the beginning of the bypass that goes down and up. This will be completed in the next video. Alright, moving on. For those of you wondering what these little things are, these are mileposts. They're not in the proper positions. I do have to go back and redo them. But, alright, moving on. Nothing has been done here. However, I did realize that I missed one of the cuts for the railroad completely. So I went back and redid it. So now you do have a brand new cut right here, which looks, in my opinion, absolutely amazing. I'm very much a fan of how this turned out. I'm very happy with it. But let me know what you guys think. It realistically should be more dirt than rock, but I don't like just dirt cuts because it looks pretty bland. So I like the rocks. Let me know what you guys think. If I should do it dirt, I can do it dirt. However, if not, I'd like to leave it as rocks. Alright, getting down here. We have a revamped scene here at the cut. Let me adjust the lighting again. Here we go. Oh, that's why it's at 15% speed. I was wondering why it was getting so different. But anyway, this is the new and improved fill scene. So now we have a brand new system in the back that actually makes it look like mountains rather than the bland dem that was behind it before. It just goes to show you that this scene, even though it's been more or less complete for a long time now, even these scenes are still actively being worked on at some points. Um, so yeah, to show you what I did here, it's a little bit cheatsy, but it is just mountain fillers. That's it. It's that simple. But it looks a lot better than seeing the bland dem. So I am a pretty big fan of how it looks, and yeah, that's about that. All right, in terms of this, I redid the abutments here, so now they actually look way better. And all I had to do is just extend the grass blinds out just a little bit, but I think it looks way better. I'm a fan. Additionally, I had rotated the bridges to be where they're supposed to be, so now they're actually in the correct positions for when you need rail fan. So big fan of that. Other than that, nothing has changed on the cut or the straightaway here. You will notice that there is another one of those splines here. Uh, and that is just to showcase that when we do the march to Saltillo, everything from there onward is going to just be lopped off, more or less. So you won't see anything else. And that's just to conserve on rendering power and processing. It's gonna be a pretty heavy route to run. I'm actually quite scared on how it's gonna be with running from Mount Union all the way up to Robertsdale when it's all finished, but we're getting there. Anyway, this is the final thing I wanted to showcase before I promise I'll let all of you go, and this is what will be the new Colgate Y. Um, yeah, it's pretty much it is what it is. We do have the pavilions and the picnic tables, but other than that, it's pretty much a blank slate at this point. But uh, so that there you have it. That is the March to Saltillo and the tourism version as it stands now. Hopefully within a month or two, I will have an update video, whether it's on the tourism version or the 50s version. But until that comes, I hope all of you enjoyed this video. Please drop a like and a comment if you enjoy this content and want to see more. It does take a lot to continue with the route, and I would really appreciate a like or two. Um, and let me know if you guys have any suggestions for the route. I'm always open to suggestions or Easter eggs that you want to see in the route or anything like that. So uh, just let me know. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see all of you in the next video.